From Ball State Unified Media, this is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Ross Cooper.
And I'm Emily Goodwin. Thanks for joining us.
Not everyone is in favor of giving additional funds to Muncie's MAGX project. Ball State trustee Thomas Bracken is so upset that he has filed a lawsuit against the city. This comes after the city council voted to loan the project $4.5 million. NewsLink Indiana's Tody Stanleben talked with one of the two council members who voted against the loan.
My challenge with this is even if it's 100% full, it's $200,000 short. And there are so many other things that we could do with that $200,000. And it's not $200,000 one time. It's $200,000 each and every year until the bond's paid off.
Muncie City Councilman Dan Ridenour voted against the city providing more funding to MAGX. He said the proposal the council received did not lay out where all the money was going and said he was not surprised when Thomas Bracken sued the city over the money. In a statement released by Bracken's attorney, Stephen Runyon, Runyon says Bracken and others in the community have expressed concern over the use of public funds by the city, quote, for a very questionable deal that lacks transparency and includes what may appear to be conflicts of interest.
Thomas Bracken's proposal was going to take this entire property and refurbish it into a green space for the city to utilize, a project that would cost the city about $47 million. Ridenour says he would support a green space, but the project would have to be cheaper.
Because it's a project that really has a lot of merit. But I don't think we need to build a 5-bedroom house if we can only afford a 3-bedroom house.
Ball State economist Michael Hicks says makerspaces like MAGX are slowly becoming obsolete.
Right. I think it's fair to say that makerspaces, half of which have closed over the past several years, co-working spaces and incubators are an experiment that the United States has participated in 25 years. Most communities have had some of these, but they're on the downswing. There are very few communities that are looking to these as important elements of what they do.
Bracken is seeking an injunction to stop the funding from going forward. In Muncie, Tody Stanleben, NewsLink Indiana.
NewsLink Indiana reached out to MAGX about the lawsuit. They were not immediately available for comment.
We now know when Kroger will open its supermarkets in Muncie. The stores operating under the name Payless Supermarkets are replacing 2 former Marsh locations. A spokesperson for Kroger says renovations to the McGalliard location will be complete in December, while the store on Tillotson is likely to open after the new year. Kroger says it is hiring for all positions and will hold the first of many job fairs tomorrow. If you're interested in applying, head to Innovation Connection in downtown Muncie from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. or apply online at jobs.kroger.com.
Congressman Luke Messer hosted the 6th Congressional District Job Fair right here on campus today. Local employers spoke with the public about jobs they had to offer. Messer says he wants Hoosiers to meet and network with world-class employers, and he says he wants tax relief for those workers.
The American worker deserves a pay raise, and one of the clearest ways we can do that is to provide tax relief. I think you'll see a tax plan that provides tax cuts for working Americans through increasing the standard deduction and simplifying the tax code for the vast majority of Americans.
Vice President Mike Pence will be visiting Indiana on Friday. Republican sources say Pence is expected to call for federal tax reform. The former governor is set to visit the flagship Enterprise Center in Anderson.
Governor Eric Holcomb is joining Republicans in a final effort to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Holcomb, along with 14 other Republican governors, sent a letter to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell today. The letter says they appreciate the bill drafted by GOP Senators Bill Cassidy and Lindsey Graham. A majority of funding for the state's Healthy Indiana plan relies on ACA, a law that ensures health care to more than 400,000 low-income people. The GOP plan would replace that funding with block grants.
Tattoos and pierced ears are something we see every day. NewsLink Indiana's Rachel Russell is live in the Village in Muncie and takes a look at what you should look for if you decide to get those things done. Rachel?
Here at Body Language Tattoo and Piercing in the Village, safety is a #1 concern when dealing with tattoos and piercings. You shouldn't have to worry if the tools they are using when giving you a tattoo are clean or not. So here's what some professionals have to say about it.
Walk into a tattoo and piercing studio, prove your age by showing your ID, and you're taken to a sterile room. At least that's what should happen.
They should sit up in front of you. They should be willing to answer any of your questions. You should be able to see them open new items. They should be packaged properly, sterilized properly. You should be able to see them open packages. The packages should have dates on them. They should have indicators showing whether they're properly sterilized.
It's the law in Indiana that you must be 18 to get a tattoo. That comes at the same time most freshmen are headed to college and leaving home for the first time. This newfound freedom and the growing trend of this form of self-expression, many think is one reason tattoos and piercings are popular.
So I deal with a lot of minors, a lot of their parents, even people freshly 18, just got to college, trying to do something a little different that they've never done before. And yeah, it's good being able to educate them. But all of our stuff is single use.
Pediatrician Cora Bruner, who was the author of this article that sparked the nationwide conversation, does not have a push for or against tattoos and piercings, but she does want there to be an open dialect between youth who are getting tattoos or piercings and the parents or the tattoo artist. And this is what has started the connection. This connection that started this was when her 18-year-old daughter wanted to get her belly button pierced, and she went with her. In Muncie, Rachel Russell, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thank you, Rachel. I will say, Emily, it was a beautiful day, but it was a little hot out. What do you think?
It sure was, Ross.
Connor Miller has your forecast. Connor.
Well, thanks, Ross. I'm here with NewsLink Indiana weather, our first look. Currently, it's a high of 89 degrees, low of 20% chance of rain. Pretty consistent throughout our week here, with it going into Saturday and Sunday.
As of this afternoon, Hurricane Maria is now a Category 3 storm. It decreased from a Category 4 after hitting Puerto Rico early this morning. The storm snapped trees in half, knocked down cell phone towers, and brought widespread flooding. Maria is still carrying winds near 115 miles per hour. The storm is moving northwest and is likely to hit the Dominican Republic later today and into tomorrow.
First responders in central Mexico are rushing to rescue people after an earthquake hit Tuesday, killing at least 225 people. The Mexico City government says 52 people have been rescued following the 7.1 magnitude earthquake. People were pulled from the rubble of collapsed buildings and homes. The city's social development department tweeted the number today and added, "We won't stop." Next time you go to the park, you may see something different.
The Minnetrista Farmers Market isn't the only one in town. Stay tuned to find out more.
Let's go for a walk
at Bark for Life of Delaware County.
September 23rd at Morrow's Meadow in Yorktown, presented by Midwest Homes for Pets.
Join the fun with your furry friend
and raise money for the American Cancer Society. We'll see you there.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing.
These upgrades,
the little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Let's go for a walk
at Bark for Life of Delaware County.
September 23rd at Morrow's Meadow in Yorktown, presented by Midwest Homes for Pets.
Join the fun with your furry friend
and raise money for the American Cancer Society. We'll see you there.
Welcome back. You might notice some new equipment at a few Muncie parks. It's an effort to make them more usable for families and children with disabilities. NewsLink Indiana's Max Lewis is live at Westside Park with the story.
Yeah, guys, this is one of just 11 parks that's gotten some major upgrades recently, including this swing set that I'm standing on right now. And for people who use this park often, this new equipment is more than just some metal and wood.
And again,
when Park Superintendent Harvey Wright took over Muncie's 26 parks 5 years ago, he had one goal in mind. That was to make the parks a place for everyone to enjoy.
A person's deciding to make Muncie their home. One of the first questions they ask about is schools, of course, and then parks.
So Harvey and Mayor Dennis Tyler decided it was time to make some improvements.
Here's the one that, here's the swing that gives me probably more enjoyment out of any of them.
They were noticing that the parks had great equipment, but it was missing something for children with special needs.
They may have that special needs child and family that they want to do something too. They just don't want to go there and sit while everybody else plays. They want to be able to play.
So Harvey made it his mission to make sure kids with special needs were able to play. He installed specialized swings built for disabled children and adults, plus a mother-infant swing that's built for parents to swing and enjoy the equipment with their kids.
Like I said, we want to make anything we do here in the parks family friendly.
The work on the improvements began a few weeks ago, and since they've been put in the park, Wright says he has loved seeing families, especially those with disabled children, use the equipment built especially for them.
To see the joy on their face and to see the excitement and joy of the child's faces, money can't buy.
And Superintendent Wright told me that the improvements are going to keep coming. The 15 parks that didn't get their upgrades now will be getting theirs in the near future, all to make sure that everyone in Muncie can enjoy the parks. Live in Westside Park, Max Lewis, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information on parks in Muncie, you can head over to thecityofmuncie.com.
DNR Go Fishing Coordinator Clint Kowalik wants to help you find your next favorite fishing spot. Kowalik and his assistant will be traveling down the White River in Muncie tomorrow. During their trip, they will be fishing, taking photos, and talking about the habitats of what they catch. You can follow their adventure on Indiana Fishing Wildlife Twitter and Facebook page. For more information, visit whiteriverfestival.org. Many people know about the Minnetrista Farmers Market, held on Saturdays, but not everyone knows that there are open-door farmers markets.
NewsLink Indiana's Brittany Carlin reports some of the differences between the two.
Everyone likes food, and right now in parts of Muncie, many say it is not easy to find fresh produce.
This being a food desert downtown, we thought a farmer's market where people would have access to fresh fruits and vegetables would be beneficial to our population.
That's why Adrienne Knight says she created the Open Door Farmers Market in the heart of Muncie. It is open around lunchtime Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Each day, different vendors come in and provide a lot of healthy options.
Variety is the spice of life.
Speaking of spices, Sea Salt and Cinnamon, a vegan bakery, is part of the market every Wednesday. Owner Kyle Ringer says it is his way to introduce people to a vegan lifestyle.
Everything we do is vegan, so we like to say that we think the best way to show people that vegan food isn't scary is to hand them a delicious cupcake.
Many customers pay for food using the Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP.
SNAP benefits is your basic food stamps.
These benefits allow people who qualify to receive the food they need.
And we think it's equally important to provide fresh, healthier option foods to this community and this area in downtown Muncie.
And on days the farmers market does not have a produce vendor, you can buy one of these bundles for only $8. In Muncie, Brittany Carlin, NewsLink, Indiana.
To learn more about when you can visit the Open Doors Farmers Market, you can visit their website at www.opendoorhs.com. It's going to be a nice weekend for the farmers market, but it may be a little warm.
Connor Miller will have your weekend forecast when we come back.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
This weekend's going to be a hot one. Connor Miller has your forecast. Connor?
Thanks, Emily. As you can see in Muncie, it's currently 88 degrees, so we're pretty similar to our college neighbors in Bloomington, Lafayette, but Terre Haute, Indiana State, they're leading the highs today at 90 degrees. I see there's nothing much in our radar here except for a couple showers in Ohio and a little bit of water in Waterloo, Iowa. As you see right behind me, there's nothing really coming on our radar for the next couple 24 to 48 hours. Over the next couple days, we might see a couple of chances of some scattered showers, but nothing really to worry about, I don't think. You see how it goes to Friday, Saturday, almost no precipitation chances at all. Tonight we have clear skies at 68 degrees, winds coming from the south at 3 to 5 miles per hour with a 0% chance of rain. And tomorrow we have mostly sunny, a high of 88 degrees, winds from the south at 6 miles an hour and a 20% chance of rain. And that leads us into our full weekend forecast. We have Thursday, 89 degrees, pretty similar throughout the rest of the week, with 89 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 10% chance of rain leading us throughout our weekend and into Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, 20% chance of rain, but it seems to be pretty precipitation-free throughout our week.
All right, well, thank you, Connor. Very much appreciated. A lot going on. It's going to be hot this weekend, but a lot going on. Samantha, what can you tell us about Ball State athletics?
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. So coming up in sports, Ball State football prepares for their 4th game of the season with 2 star athletes leading the way. And Ball State women's basketball is looking for men. We'll explain after the break.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With a unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family.
And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back. I'm Samantha Johnson with tonight's NewsLink Indiana Sports. We begin this evening with this week's Ball State Sports Athlete of the Week, given to sophomore forward Sam Campbell of women's soccer. Campbell tacked on 2 goals, one being the game winner in Friday's 3-0 victory over Western Illinois. She now has 3 goals on the season and 9 in her career, including last year when she led the team with 6 as a true freshman. Campbell is the first Ball State player with more than 1 goal in a game after she set that record herself last year in Game 2. Congratulations to Sam. 2 more days until Ball State football travels to Bowling Green to take on the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. NewsLink Indiana was at practice this morning to catch up with a few of the key players for this Week 4 matchup. This morning's team practice was spent honing in on skills, routes, and plays in prep for Western Kentucky. Sophomore running back Malik Dunner in a blue jersey today, with coaches keeping him under a watchful eye.
You know, Malik has really one of the toughest jobs if you think about our football team and the things that we ask of him offensively.
Dunner's stats on the season so far have contributed immensely to the Cards' overall success, making it to the end zone in all 3 games, including a kickoff return back to the house against UAB and a 66-yard touchdown run against Tennessee Tech. On the defensive side of the ball, all eyes are on defensive end Anthony Winbush. He's the nation's most productive pass rusher, leading the FBS in sacks at 6.5 on the season. But Winbush says he's just simply doing his job.
It's not too much pressure, knowing that I can just do my job and still gonna get things done. Mainly depending on the other D linemen to step up this game, to where they have to account for everybody on defense and not just me. So
Winbush attributes his success to his teammates and D-line coach Keith McKenzie.
It's really like a whole team effort with the D-line and also with the linebackers, with our communication. I'm helping them fit gaps if I'm playing my gap, or if they're double teaming me, that's freeing up somebody else on the other side. So it's really cool.
Winbush says his goals for the Western Kentucky matchup are to develop his skills, walk away with a W, and of course add to his already impressive season of sacks. And the Cards will head down to Kentucky on Friday. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. on Saturday at L.T. Smith Stadium. And it's that time of year again. Ball State women's basketball is putting together a scout team, and they need your help. If you are a Ball State male student, played basketball in high school, and you understand the game, head out to Worthen Arena on Friday from 4 to 5. All you need to bring is a copy of your class schedule, and you could be a part of the practice team for Ball State women's basketball. Guys, pretty cool. I mean, you are getting to help out women's basketball, but having a little bit of fun along the way. So, Ross, you're going to be at Worthen?
Considering the fact that I did not play basketball in high school, Connor might, though.
I know, my game might be a little rusty.
I mean, yeah, we'd love to try out.
How cool, though. I mean, if I were a guy, I would want that experience.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, I think it's definitely a great experience. Like you said, resume builder and everything.
Yeah.
You're going to get active and just have a good time.
And part of that program, what an experience.
Exactly.
Parks are not the only location in Muncie to be changing for the community. Muncie Civic Theater is undergoing some renovations.
And we'll get you ready for Fall Fest tomorrow. Your entertainment news is next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough.
I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. I'm Kirsten Walmsley with your entertainment news. Ball State University's Theater and Dance Department will be opening the show Damn Yankees this Friday. This show is about a middle-aged baseball fanatic named Joe Boyd. He has given his soul to the devil for a chance to lead his favorite baseball team to victory. The show will be performed in the University Theater September 22nd through the 30th at 7:30 p.m. and September 24th and October 1st at 2:30 p.m. Tickets are available now. In the theater, they say the show must always go on. Muncie Civic may have closed its doors in May, but the show has continued to go on.
Since renovations began in May, life at the Muncie Civic Theater has been a little different. Staff has been operating out of a trailer in the parking lot. The shows and rehearsals have continued to happen, just at off-site locations. Organizations in the community have started to open their doors to help the Muncie Civic Theater. Churches, schools, and members of the community have offered spaces for rehearsals, storage, and the performances.
What I like to say is that the Boys Block doors are closed, but Muncie Civic is open. And the way that we've been able to sustain and do productions is because that the Muncie community has just embraced us with open arms.
Muncie Civic was opened in the Boys Block in 1961. The Boys Block was built in 1880. The historic building was not only in need of a remodel to restore the building, but also to improve accessibility for handicapped individuals, including adding wheelchair ramps and elevators. The remodel of the theater is a large effort to make the area more accessible for disabled community members.
It just provides one more way that we can embrace the whole community, which is part of our mission.
The final off-site show will be My Fair Lady at Northside Middle School. Students at Northside will be able to get free tickets to the performance.
It seems really appropriate that our last show off-site before we get into the brand new building is about remaking yourself.
Muncie Civic will reopen on December 1st for the opening of Scrooge the Musical. And if you're looking for something fun to do tomorrow night, the University Program Board is hosting its Fall Fest. From 6 to 9 p.m. at the La Follette Fields outside of Worthen Arena, students can enjoy free food, including nachos, hot dogs, chili, apple cider, candied apples, and other fall favorites. There will also be crafting, photo cutouts, and inflatables for students to enjoy for free with their Ball State student ID.
All right, thank you very much, Kirsten. Got time for Connor. What else is going on this weekend with the weather?
Well, it's going to be pretty nice this weekend. It looks like highs in the 89 degrees. We're definitely above average right now, but no chances of rain, so it should be nice to go see a game or go to a play.
That's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 right here on Cardinal Vision or online at ballstatedaily.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.